The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
Welcome to Lernerville Speedway, as it is the kickoff to the 2024 Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Dirt Late Model Series. Here as we get another season underway, year number 5 of the series, and it's year number 3 of Extreme eSpeed TV coverage of the series. I am Travis Pearsall, joined as always by Adam Johnson, as we kick off year number 3 here of our coverage of the series. The last 2 years, it's been Dylan Perry really dominating with wins and dominating with point victories, as he picked up the victory and the championship last year in 2023, as Dylan Perry looking to match what he's done the previous 2 years, but he's got a lot of competition here, starting with Austin McGlone, which, as we're out here with hot laps, Austin McGlone is currently the fastest on the track, Dylan Perry second, Jacob Lassiter third, Kenny Haight fourth, and Tyler Benefield fifth fastest, as we have a lot of exciting action to get us started, Adam. And we are going to start with our Rookie of the Year, as we have 7.
Absolutely, and oh my goodness, is it good to be back. And I'll tell you what, and you're right, we kind of have a little bit of an Austin McGlone situation taking place with a couple of our rookies, that being Sam Seawright and Tyler Benefield. And I think there's a little bit of a benefit to playing with and driving alongside a lot of the competition here in the series. But I'm just as excited to see, sometimes coming in a little unfamiliar with your opponent can also have its advantage too, because that opponent doesn't know how you drive. So I'm looking at Hayden, Jacob, Jason, Kendrick, and Kenny to really kind of, maybe make some moves, drive a little, drive it hard as we begin this season, because we've got a lot of great racing going on. And yes, this is night number 1. There's a lot to be said. There's the pomp and circumstance. You see practice there on your screen now, about 16 minutes remaining. So there's a lot of excitement right now, beginning with the Ice Bowl here tonight. But, it's hard not to take a peek at that schedule and say, oh my gosh, you got the Wild West Classic, you've got the Super Bowl of Racing, Winter Nationals. There's a lot of things in a very short amount of time. So you're right. It feels like we never left. We're back in the booth here on Extreme eSpeed TV. More sights and sounds going to be back and better than ever. So I'm excited. If you're tuning in now on Extreme eSpeed TV, welcome back, and I'll tell you what, you're tuning in for night number 1 of what is going to be an amazing season. Yep, and as you're looking right now on your screen, we've got Austin McGlone with the fastest practice time right now at a 14.55. Behind them, your series champ from last year, Dylan Perry, 14.68. So I think even the new guys, it didn't take long for them to say, oh my goodness, McGlone, Perry, they're starting hot. But I'll tell you what, look at a couple of those rookies sitting 4, 5, 6. They're not going away without a mention. So there's a lot of familiar names, and you're right, Travis. There's kind of a condensed and semi-familiar field, but also condensed and semi-familiar schedule. So I'm excited to see it play out. I know a lot of you are as well. There were a lot of very entertaining events that took place for this series and some familiar drivers during the off season. But it was a busy enough off season. I don't even know if off season is the right word. It was just kind of a break from this series. So we've got a lot of sharp things that race director and series promoter Cody Early's been working on, including the schedule. I mean, we're talking logos, we're talking partnerships. There's a lot to be excited about, and you're gonna hear the word excited a lot tonight. It's going to be a very fun night tonight. Yeah, and kind of going into that series schedule, you can see it up there on the screen now. All kicks off tonight with one of our crown jewel events, so this is going to be something to follow later on in the season. But you got the Ice Bowl at Lernerville tonight, and then, as you can see on your screen there, we have a couple more events to close out the month of January, both being the Wild West Classic at Kern County, followed by, about the same amount of races for February with the Super Bowl of racing at Charlotte, and then back-to-back once again the Winter Nationals at Volusia. Then March, another 3-race slate for the month with the Spring Thaw at I-55, a familiar and very popular race. And after that, on the 13th, we'll have the Smoky Mountain Nationals at Bristol. And then wrapping things up before we take a month of April off, we'll have the Illinois Dirt Classic at Fairbury, another in our second Crown Jewel Challenge. Now, when we take a look over into May, another 3-race set. Kind of noticing a pattern here as we're getting a lot of 3-race months. We have the Rain Dodger 60 at Kokomo, the Farmland 50 at Lincoln, and then the Freedom 100 at Lernerville, our third Crown Jewel Challenge. And then we head into June. Only a couple here, as a lot of people, there's time off with the kids, summer break. It'll be back-to-back Crown Jewel Challenges with the Show Me State 100 at Lucas Oil. After that, you'll have the USA 75 at Cedar Lake. And much like how we had April off, we'll have the month of July off. And then we'll jump right into, if you want to write this down, maybe the announcer's birthday, but the Lee Red Sheets Memorial at Charlotte, followed by the Wayne Piercefield Classic at Eldora. That was a really fun and really special race to several of us here in the series. And then that next day, it'll be the Buckeye World 100 at Eldora. Then we'll wrap up the season with back-to-back weeks in September with the Fall Brawl at Limaland and the Blue-Gray 100 at Lanier. As you can see there on your screen, some of those will be, possibly open to all drivers. Some of those are double points races. So I'll tell you what, Cody, he is a wizard. You've heard people talk about baseball or football or putting schedules together and, working TV contracts. I'll tell you, this guy, it should be commended for what he does when he puts these schedules together. He listens to the drivers. He kind of knows how to build the drama, especially as, if we got a tight points race coming to the end of the year, he kind of knows how to build that up, and that's what I'm excited for. So that's kind of your 2024 series schedule, and right now it looks like things are a little quiet on the track. They're kind of doing their thing with practice at the moment. And I'll tell you what, guys, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick commercial break here? We'll come back in just a moment. Got to pay some bills. But this is our first commercial break here on Extreme eSpeed TV. We'll be right back.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
This is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, SpringRithm. SpringRithm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. SpringRithm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using SpringRithm.
Welcome back to the Pro Late Model Dirt Series here at Lernerville Speedway, kicking off the season with our Ice Bowl. It's a 50-lap event here tonight to get us going. We have our cars ready to go. Going through the drivers' meeting right now, Adam. We're about 5 minutes away from Houston Guttering time trials. And from historicals, we've got some cars that run really well. We saw in practice, it was Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry, Jacob Lassiter, Kenny Haight, a rookie there, along with a Tyler Benefield rookie in our top 5. Who jumps out to you as an option for quick time here tonight at Lernerville?
You know, and I hate to take the chalk, but I'm looking at Austin McGlone, and I kind of see this as you take that rookie stripe off, and really by the end of the year, he was so far from being a rookie. But I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, man, like this guy, he didn't. I don't think he raced in every one of the competitions. So I think if he can stay, consistent and be in this, I'm pretty confident Austin McGlone and Dylan Perry, it's going to be one of those where you're like, all right, 4 races to go. Anyone's opportunity here for the championship. And that's what you like to see, right? And so I think McGlone is going to kind of try and set that tone tonight. Being with this kind of newer track compound, I've yet to really learn a lot about the rookies, admittedly, so I'm going to be learning with a lot of you viewers as well. But I'm looking at one of the Brandons, Brandon Combs, Brandon Bender. You're getting to some of these guys who have been racing long enough that they're preparing. Nothing should shock them tonight, and nothing should really shock them this season. So I'm looking at a couple of those guys, and when we get to Houston Guttering time trials, we'll get a chance to kind of shout each of these drivers out, and I think you're gonna be excited about what you get to see this season. But getting some really good looks here of the track. It looks calm now, but I'll tell you what, as soon as this driver's meeting is complete, it's going to be a heck of a battle, and that's just what you love to see here on Extreme eSpeed TV. That's why you tune in. That's why you're here. And we have, looks like a 19-car field as we get things about to go. And kind of taking a look at our roster, I'll quickly go through some of these names. And Colin Boyle's a familiar name. Cody Early, that's the man right there. You got Jacob Paris on our roster. We have Dylan Perry, your defending champ. Sam Seawright, a name we've heard. Brandon Bender, another name we've heard, and kind of a series veteran. And then some unfamiliar names. You got Jason Crow. You've got Kenny Haight. Brandon Marlowe returning, Jacob Laster returning, Hayden Swaney, another Georgia boy, joining us as a rookie. We got DC Smith, Aiden Young, John Hine, Andy Pearsfield, Tyler Bowman, Joshua Johnson, Austin McGlone, Brett Carlton, Tyler Benefield, all those guys that I've kind of rifled off at the end. Those are all names that you'll recognize. So I want to kind of get you guys familiar, kind of get you comfortable with what we're going to be watching tonight and really all of this season. We had a lot of drama last year. If you remember, kind of playing catch up, one of the more interesting points is the fact that we did switch to a different tire setup, and it had more wear than we'd ever have in series history. So you are, it's kind of funny. I mean, it really changed the playing field, right? I mean, we saw a lot of drivers who normally aren't winning; they're leading laps, and you saw totally different strategies than we've ever seen in series history. So if that can carry over, even to half that degree this season, you're in for a treat. Getting a full season with that kind of tire compound is something that our race promoter can only dream of, right? So you're getting closer here now to the main event. You'll notice even when we get to commercial breaks, we've got some similar partners. So a lot of really good stuff going on here at Lernerville, and I'm interested to see right there on your screen who's going to end up in that victory lane.
Well, with that, we're about 60 seconds away from Houston Guttering time trials. We've got 19 cars here to kick off our 2024 season. We have a handful of rookies and, of course, a bunch of pesky veterans here in this series tonight looking to get the series started. Hot laps earlier tonight completed. Now it's time to get those cars into qualifying trim and get prepared to set our carrier heat races here from Lernerville, here for the Ice Bowl Crown Jewel Challenge, kicking off the season in style here from the Sarver, Pennsylvania racetrack of Lernerville Speedway. It's always fun at the beginning of the year seeing all the new paint schemes. I saw a lot of new colors for some of the drivers that we've seen over the years, breaking away from their traditional. I know John Hine has a new Bass Pro Shops paint scheme. Cody Early, a lot more white on his car this year. Aiden Young dropping the red, white, and blue, going more black, red, and white. So we'll see these cars here in action as hot laps and drivers meeting wrap up. We're about to move on to our Houston Guttering time trials here at Lernerville.
All right, and we're looking to see who's going to be the first car for Houston Guttering time trials for the first time this season. It looks like could be the 69 machine there of Aiden Young. So when Aiden rolls out there, he'll be rolling out from Dalton, New Hampshire with Young Gun Creations, the Farmyard Store, and Gambler Motorsports on his right. He's got that Longhorn chassis and RPM racing engine on the inside, and we'll see how many RPMs it takes to put down a quick time as he's the first one on track here.
Also on the tracks, that 46 machine, he's new. It's Kenny Haight in that 46 machine from Benton, Louisiana. Hot Lap Heroes, Crow Trucking, Tin Tech Seamless Gutters, iRacing, iFlag, Marco's Moose, Ranch Hair Care, and Tire Center. Martin Sports is a Masterbuilt race car.
Aiden Young's first time, 15.3 flat. Haight with a 15.43, not far behind. We'll see if either can improve.
As Aiden Young out there, fastest with a 15.23 still. Kenny Haight second, a 15.43. So 2 cars down quickly here as we get ready to go. It looks like it's going to be another rookie to kick us off here in that number 52, Adam.
That's right, Hayden Swaney from Chatsworth, Georgia, with DPR Chip Bangers Racing, as well as Twisted Race Engines, Dirt Chasers Media, Custom Ink Concepts, and AK Custom Creations with that CVR race car chassis, and Twisted Performance Racing Engine.
Also out on the track, one of the favorites for the year in that 41 machine. It's going to be Austin McGlone. Hillsborough, Kentucky, Chip Bangers Racing, FHP Consulting, KMJ Graphics, Bluegrass Motorsports Media, Goat Farm, Posse, Perry's Playhouse. Swanee will be fourth fastest, a 16.06. McGlone up to third, a 15.72. Swanee's able to beat him on his second lap of 15.44. Also out on the tracks, that 71 machine, it's John Hine from St. Louis, Missouri. Bass Pro Shops, Extreme eSpeed TV, Gambler Motorsports on that machine. Andy Piercefield currently 5th fastest, a 16.32. John Hine now 6th fastest, a 17.08. John Hine had a great run last Thursday night in the Coast to Coast Racing League in this paint scheme. So 6 down, all within a half of a second of each other. As it looks like in our first group, it's going to be the director, Cody Early, rolling off of turn number 4. Makes his way around Lernerville Speedway. Cody a 16.52 his first lap. He'll improve slightly up to a 15.51. That's good enough for 6th fastest, as he will complete his third and final lap.
Once again, McGlone, Young, Hine, your top 3 all-series veterans, with Haight and Swaney behind them. 2 of our rookies, who are sandwiched between Early and Piercefield, who are 6th and 7th right now. And it looks like coming up next might be that 64. That looks to be Kendrick Hicks out there.
Kendrick Hicks, another rookie to the series, getting started here tonight as he makes his first lap. Also out on the track, not a rookie, is going to be our last year's series champion, Dylan Perry from Ringgold, Georgia. Evans Air Conditioning, Extreme eSpeed TV, Piercefield Media Group, CVR Race Car, Rapid Race Graphics, Lickum and Stickum Signs and Designs, Harrison Automotive, CV Used Cars and Parts, Newt's Lawn Care. Dylan Perry will shoot up to 2nd fastest, a 15.21, as Kendrick Hicks completes his timed laps. He'll be a 15.54, moving up to 8th. Dylan Perry looking to complete his timed lap. He will improve. It's a 15.20, good enough for 2nd behind Austin McGlone.
It's kind of like what we talked about right before Houston Guttering time trials. It feels like this is kind of just a precursor for what's going to be going on all season between McGlone and Perry. So it's going to be a back and forth battle.
Another long-term veteran of the series, the 51 of Jacob Lassiter, From Dresden, Tennessee, Team Hot Lap Heroes, Larson Logistics, Crow Trucking, and Tin Tech. His first lap, a 15.92, good enough for 10th fastest.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of these guys, their first time by, and they're kind of not showing the quickest speed right up front. Yeah, you see it again there. But yeah, the second time by last year, 15.17, rockets in front of Dylan Perry. So I wouldn't be shocked if Benefield improves on his second time by, because, I mean, you see these guys, it takes a little while to warm up, but when they do, man, they shoot to the top. Yeah, Benefield up to 9th now, or 15.47.
And look at that, Lassiter will shoot up to 2nd, 15.17. Getting closer to Austin McGlone than anybody at this point. Benefield will shoot to 6th fastest, a 15.40 for the 224 machine. Not on the track is that 22 of Brandon Bender from Minford, Ohio. B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts. Also on the track is the 117. That's Joshua Johnson from Waynesville, Georgia. Vortex reps A.W. Willingham Trucking, Vortex Motorsports. As Johnson, a 16.02, 13th fastest. Bender just ahead of him, 11th fastest, a 15.56.
So it looks like we've got McGlone, Lassiter, Perry, Young, Hine, all veterans of the series in your top 5, but tell you what, we still have some rookies who will pop off out there. Joshua Johnson, you're getting a good look right there, see what time he can put down. He's got a 15.44, good enough for the top 10. I'm liking that color scheme on him right now.
So we've got 6 cars here in the pit area waiting to bust out and complete their timed lap, including Brandon Marlowe. Saw him some last year from Benton, Missouri. Hot Lap Heroes Racing, Tin Tech Seamless Guttering, and Crow Trucking. It's a capital race car with custom race engine. He'll be the final car of this group, so he is out on the track solo. First lap of 15.90, good enough for 14th fastest.
Yeah, Marlowe, one of those drivers who, it was a while we didn't see him, kind of finished the season strong with us. Oh, look at that, 15.45, just behind the top 10 of Cody Early. We'll see if he can sneak back in. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Marlowe. When you talk about drivers that, the rookies I don't know too much about, and look at that, Marlowe shoots up to 5th. Okay, he's got kind of a good car tonight. That's one that I want to follow not only tonight, but all season. Love to see that out of Marlowe. That's got to give him some confidence right now, too.
So just like that, down to 5 cars here in Houston Guttering time trials, as we'll have carrier heat races next. As we'll wait to see who's out on the track, and it is another rookie. It's going to be Jason Crow in the 27 machine from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hot Lap Heroes Crow Trucking on his Longhorn chassis. Also out on the track, a veteran of the series, the 67 of D.C. Smith.
That's right, a little bit of a switch up for number. D.C. Smith out of Washington, West Virginia, with Zero FG Motorsports, Renegade Engineering, Grand Slam Graphics, Combs Cuts, and B&B Baits with that BMF race car and Clements Racing Engines. And look at that, Crow up to 3rd, 15.2 flat.
Great time there for the rookie as he's looking to complete his time lap this time by. See if he can improve any more. He will not, so he will end up 3rd fastest currently with his time. D.C. Smith looking to complete his laps through turns 3 and 4, and that 67 machine will end up with a 15.49, good enough for 13th fastest.
And that'll mean Brandon Combs rolling out right now in the 28 machine from Cincinnati, Ohio. A good amount of partners: Super Dirt Car Series, Chip Bangers Racing, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts, GFP, Zero FG, Extreme eSpeed TV, FHP Consulting, Rapid Race Graphics, Dirt Chasers Media, and Fueled by Busch Light. He's got Big Pimpin' Race Cars by Perry Chassis and Phantom Race Engines.
Also on the track, Colin Boyles from Decatur, Illinois, Trimbley & Sons Concrete Building Systems of Illinois, Rich DPC, Vortex Wraps, and Logitech on that Longhorn chassis.
Look at that. Combs jumping up to 8th with 15.37.
Brandon Combs will shoot to second, 15.08. Colin Boyles, 18th fastest, of 15.80. And then there was one. It's the 79 of Tyler Bowman.
That's right, Tyler Bowman. He's back from Whitehall, Pennsylvania with Bowman Designs, Bowman Renovations, Honors Furniture, Roy Danner Paving, Hoffman Speed Supplies, and Chip Bangers Racing with Schaefer's Oil as well. And he's got the Rayburn chassis and Hershey Racing engines. A little bit of a tongue twister for the announcer.
It's night number one as we all get settled back into the seats. Is Tyler Bowman good enough for 18th fastest, his first lap of 15.76. Bowman will move up to 9th fastest, a 15.38. Great time for Tyler there, as it will be Austin McGlone, our quick time from Lernerville. Brandon Combs, Jacob Lassiter, Jason Crow, Dylan Perry, 5th fastest. And that will get us set for our carrier heat races coming up next here on Extreme eSpeed TV for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series 2024 kickoff event, as it is the 3rd annual Ice Bowl from Lernerville Speedway. As that Houston Guttering time trials will set our fields for our carrier heat races as we prepare to move on to some racing here for the first time in 2024. Kicking off another exciting season here for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on Extreme eSpeed TV. And just like that, Adam, we're going to move on to carrier heat race number 1.
That's right, carrier heat race number 1, the first one of the season, will be led by Austin McGlone, side by side with the rookie Jason Crow. Behind them, Brandon Marlowe and Tyler Benefield. Third row of Hayden Swaney and Kendrick Hicks, with Colin Boyles rounding out the rear. So those first 3 rows, we actually see it's kind of a pairing of a veteran and a rookie in each of those, and Colin Boyles kind of breaking the streak and adding one more veteran to the group, but we'll get to see a lot of old and new driving competition take place here in carrier heat race number 1 as they all kind of file out there. Really full stands right now. Love to see that. And I tell you what, love to see a full viewership on the Extreme eSpeed TV YouTube page.
As carrier heat race number 1 about to get underway and kick off our 2024 series season of racing. Of course, quick time Austin McGlone there on the inside. Shout out to little brother Andy for setting up all our cameras here at Lernerville tonight. So 2x2, 7 cars in this carrier heat race, so we should end up with 3 carrier heat races here tonight to set the field for tonight's Ice Bowl feature event. 2x2 down the back stretch they will go for the final time before that green flag will drop. Austin McGlone, rookie Jason Crow. Pace car off the track, green flag waves, and we're back to racing action for the 2024 season.
Oh man, it's good to be back, and look at that, McGlone kind of taking a challenge from Crow, who really shot up the top of the charts in Houston Guttering time trials. A lot of lost ground there for Austin McGlone, and Crow takes it to the front.
Benefield will try to slide up in front of McGlone. They'll make contact. Caution will come out as Benefield goes around, as he tried to slide up in front of Austin McGlone coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, that was just a strange first lap from what we saw there. You know, McGlone, not used to seeing him lose position that quickly, and Crow, who are still learning a lot about, really took it to the front. And then, yeah, you just kind of saw some contact. You got McGlone loose there, and here we are, basically a lap in, and we already got our first caution of the night. It looks like I'm liking that color scheme there on the 27 of Jason Crow. It's a kind of another thing you talked about, Travis, is we got some different schemes this year. Obviously, the rookies are completely new to us and as viewers, but even some veterans are saying, okay, I'm going to switch things up this year.
It's always nice at the start of the year. All the cars are pristine condition, no damage yet, no tire marks, no rubbing, new paint schemes, new colors. And then you get towards the end of the year and those cars get beat down and used up as you go to battle each and every week. As we've got Jason Crow, rookie, leading carrier heat race number 1. As we look to go back to racing action, it does look like they sent Austin McGlone to the rear for his contact with Benefield. Not confirmed, but he has gone to the rear now. And we'll get lined back up 2 by 2. We're about to go back to racing action this next time by. Green flag waves. It's Crow out front, Marlowe second, Swanee and Hicks will round out the top 4. So Marlowe falls in line behind Crow. Swanee's there as well. There's Colin Voiles looking to the inside as it's starting to get racy middle of the pack.
Yeah, it is, and this is kind of nice to see. Think about this. This is the first laps of this series history with the 3 of these guys, so it's completely new to them, and we still have a full field of racing to do a little bit later. But Jason Crow kind of taking the bull by the horns in his debut, and man, he's looking good right now.
So Crow still out front. Marlowe trying to chase him down. Then you've got Swanee trying to hold off Austin McGlone. Austin McGlone restarted 7th all the way back up to 3rd now with 3 laps to go as he's looking to improve his starting spot in that feature event.
Yeah, and guys, it's looking a little slick out there for not being a very dark track. Maybe it's just because there's space around them, but some of these guys are really wobbling around, and they want to kind of hold that high line, but I've seen a lot of just kind of a little bit of the wiggles, I guess you could call it.
Where it can get treacherous here at Lernerville without that outside wall is 1 and 2 moves up and that groove goes up towards the apron. Coming off of 2 can get treacherous, and then of course in 3 and 4, which you can already see it coming in, it is treacherous to make that way around 3 and 4. As it's going to be Crow with the win, Marlowe 2nd, McGlone will end up 3rd, Swanee 4th, Hicks in 5th. And now we'll move on to...
That's right. Carrier Heat Race number 2 will be led by Brandon Combs and Dylan Perry. Behind them, John Hine and Kenny Haight, with Cody Early and Brandon Bender sitting in the 3rd row. All right, so we had a lot of fun there in Carrier Heat Race number 1, and a couple of very familiar names in the series with Brandon Combs and Dylan Perry are going to be kind of leading us to green here now, and I think he's going to see some fun right here. And this is kind of one where I think Combs is ascending right now, and Perry's always ascending, but I want to see, can Combs be that guy to challenge it? You and I talked off air, Travis, and Combs could be that guy. Taylor Williams, we don't see him on the roster right now, but Austin McGlone could be another guy to really challenge. So, heck, even Jason Crow. I don't know much about it just yet, but there's some challengers that are coming for Dylan Perry this year.
So it's Combs and Perry, row number 1, as the green flag's about to wave. And that inside line, the back 2 are both Bass Pro Shops. Adam, were you the guy at Bass Pro Shops last week looking at fish?
I am a grower, not a shower.
As Perry power moved down the inside of the backstretch of Combs, he'll take over the lead. And now there's Kenny Haight down on the inside with his 46 machine, making moves quick in his debut.
Like a fish out of water, not so fast. Kenny Haight is coming in looking comfortable right now, and he's battling with Brandon Combs. But I'll tell you what, the more they battle for second, the better that is for Dylan Perry as he tries to establish that top line. Not showing all his tricks just yet. Still have the main event to show more.
Is that 28 of Combs, who came on hot midway last year, looking to pick up right where he left off, trying to track down Dylan Perry right in his tire tracks. You've got Kenny Hayes still using that middle line. Behind them, John Hine in that 71 machine. As here in Carrier Heat Race number 2, things heated up quickly, now starting to settle down as drivers trying to improve their position.
Yeah, and I'm liking what I'm seeing, even in the kind of the back of the pack with Cody Early. He also has put some time in, and probably not as much time as he wishes he had to put into this. But man, when you see strong runs from Cody Early, especially, we saw it even in practice, Houston Guttering time trials. I'm looking to see where he finishes, and I wouldn't shock me maybe see a top 10. He's been probably the most excited about this series return.
Kenny Haight trying to hold off John Hine as he still rides in that third position. Out front, though, it's still Dylan Perry with Brandon Combs right in his tracks. These two did battle in 2023, and it looks like they're going to pick up in 2024 right off from race number 1.
Yeah, and we as viewers, we're the winners really in this. And oh man, look at that. A little crossover action. So final lap might get a little bit of drama here in Carrier Heat Race number 2.
So Brandon Combs swung for the fences there in this Carrier Heat Race, unable to make it stick as he'll try one more time. Dylan Perry moves down the track to block the move. Carrier Heat Race number 2 goes to Dylan Perry. Brandon Combs second, Kenny Haight third, John Hine fourth, Cody Early in fifth.
And bringing us to Carrier Heat Race number 3, it'll be led by Jacob Laster and Aiden Young on the front row. Behind them, Tyler Bowman and Joshua Johnson, with DC Smith and Andy Piercefield in row 3. So, looking at that last one, man, with Dylan Perry, he picked up Carrier Heat Race win number 1 this season, and I think there's going to be many more. I haven't checked the Vegas odds, but he's by far has the most on the board, and when it comes to the over-under, I'm trying to see where I would set that at. Probably a lot. And another couple of good drivers who we're going to at least see some podium finishes of this year. You're looking at Aiden Young and Jacob Laster and really the rest of the field. I'd like to see them on. I'd like to see really all these drivers on the podium at some point this season. And good to see DC Smith. Hopefully get to see him more in a full-time role this year. He kind of made some appearances last year.
So 2 by 2 they get lined up here for our third and final Carrier Heat Race of the night. Of course, everyone trying to end up in that Lernerville victory lane here for the Ice Bowl. So Jacob Laster, Aiden Young looking to take off. Aiden Young joined the league a couple seasons ago, started off hot, won early in the season. Last year, not the season he had planned for, so looking to get off on the right foot here in 2024.
Wow, there's a lot of action taking place right now. And you're right. It kind of gets jammed and packed there in the middle with Jacob Lassiter. Still holding out front. Oh, Aiden Young shoots to the outside. Man, he's just getting off that edge right now.
Lassiter trying to hold him off. But Aiden Young quick to the outside. He's got Joshua Johnson to his rear. As Lassiter remains sticking to that inside. Bowman down there as well. And it's going to be Aiden Young down the backstretch to the lead.
Yeah, kind of watching Aiden Young, he kind of, and maybe this is a weird reference, but he kind of looks like he's just circling the rim. Like when you shoot a basket and it doesn't completely go in, it's just kind of, twirling on that rim. That's what it looks like right now.
So Lassiter falls in line in second in front of Johnson. Behind them, Tyler Bowman's there. Andy Piercefield's moved past D.C. Smith for the 6th position. As the front four have gotten now single file, they're up as Lassiter's moved up the track, all tracing that 69 machine of Aiden Young. 3 laps to go this time by. Bowman makes a big move on Johnson. He'll make it work. He'll jump into the 3rd spot as now he moves down the track.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bumping going for, they're actually keeping the cars pretty clean right now, but Bowman and Johnson, those are 2 that are probably going to make contact a lot, and we'll see if Johnson can catch back up. Man, look at Lassiter on the tail of Young as we reach the white flag. I don't know if we'll have enough. Aiden's going to have to fight him off the best he can on this final lap.
So Aiden Young looking to pick up the carrier heat race. Lassiter looking to his inside down the backstretch. He'll make a move through 3 and 4 to the inside. It will be at the line. Aiden Young, your winner. Lassiter second. Bowman third. Johnson fourth. Andy Piercefield in fifth. As Aiden Young will pull off the track over there at turn number 3. Carrier heat races check for race number 1 here on the 2024 season. And we will move on to our Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown.
And our Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown will be led by the rookie Kendrick Hicks side by side with Cody Early. Behind them, Andy Piercefield and Tyler Benefield, another rookie, with Brandon Bender, D.C. Smith, and Colin Boyles rounding out as veterans.
So 12 laps will make up our Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown as they're lined up over there at the exit of turn number 4. And this will complete the starting order for tonight's Ice Bowl from Lernerville Speedway.
Yeah, some of these temperatures a little chilly here in the booth, so it's starting to feel like the Ice Bowl, but tell you what, it looks good seeing these cars roll out. Love this camera angle you got. I know for Christmas, little brother Andy got a new camera, so look at him working kind of the zoom. Yeah, I know this is a special moment for him. Got part of a tough layoff over the holidays, but good to see little brother Andy still spending that Christmas money and doing what he can for Extreme eSpeed TV. Liking the black and purple vibes with Kendrick Hicks. We'll see if he can not only start first, but finish first. That'd be a heck of a statement from Mr. Hicks. Also looking at Tyler Benefield, seeing if he can kind of play the role as an Austin McGlone, running some races last year, but really this could be that statement season that really puts him on the map. Pace truck lights are off. So next time by we'll be going green. Look at all those green trees in the background. Beautiful sight. Beautiful. That's why we love these kind of dirt tracks in America. Just love to see that. And we are about to go green, green, green for the Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. Cody Early on the outside. They got a great start. Taken right back by, a little bit of contact. My goodness.
Benefield goes around, brings out the cautions. They're stacked up. D.C. Smith shoots to first. Andy Piercefield currently in the second position. So the stack up definitely shook up the running order as we'll see where they end up and how it gets sorted out by our race officials.
Yeah, that was interesting. It wasn't, a brutal crash, but there was definitely a lot of contact and some guys got shaken up. Not the way you want to start this 12-lap shootout.
Well, all the cars, at least from our vantage view, is in decent shape. It looked like Andy Piercefield had some damage to the right or left rear of his car as they stacked up. Everyone else clear as they'll get them going. Kendrick Hicks will be our leader. Cody Early second. We'll wait to see the rest of the running order here. As Last Chance Showdown, very eventful to get us started.
Yep, I'm loving the look here on that Evans machine, that 75 of Andy Piercefield, side by side with a good buddy of his outside of the series, Cody Early. Oh, looks like spinning the tires there for the 64 of Hicks. Not sure what happened. Hopefully he can get it fired up out of the mud and back onto the track.
You see Cody Early, some damage to his Dale Earnhardt 3 there on the side of his machine. He's gone back to the 7th position. Andy Piercefield now riding in that P1 spot as they sort out this running order.
So side by side, Piercefield, Bender on the front row. We'll go green, green, green. See how long we can stay green. Oh, Andy holding the inside right now. Bender trying to get on the outside, but on the inside, Smith doing work as well.
75 of Piercefield to the high side down the backstretch. Bender will look to the inside as he'll slide up in the middle of the corner. Down to the inside, you've got the 67 of DC Smith there. And now as Colin Voiles will stick his nose in the middle.
I'm loving the way that dirt smells right now as it kicks up in the air. Oh, Piercefield gets pushed off the track.
He goes down the hill off the backstretch after slight contact there. 9 laps to go. Bender, DC Smith, Voiles, your front three.
Yeah, you see Piercefield kind of pulling off in the background and Brandon Bender pulling away on your screen.
So Bender, Smith, Voiles, Hicks, your top 4. Colin Voiles here doing battle with Hicks in that 64 machine. This is a battle for 3rd as we've got 5 laps down, 7 to go.
Six to go. Bender, DC Smith, and Hicks, your top 3.
This battle is still back in the pack as you see Bender with a 2.5 lead over DC Smith. The battle really starts there at that 2nd position as Hicks all over the back of DC Smith. He'll make a move through 1 and 2. Hicks able to take over 2nd down the backstretch. Now here comes DC Smith trying to battle back. He'll slide up in front of Hicks. Hicks will cross it back over. At the line, it's Smith for a moment. As while they do battle, Colin Voiles enters the picture with his number 1.
Yeah, a lot of movement in this one. I mean, the constant is Brandon Bender. He's up 4 spots, but you're right. DC Smith up 3 spots. Colin Boyle's up 3 spots. And Hicks is desperately trying to gain back that spot he lost from leading when the green flag went.
2 laps to go as Cody Early trying to pick his way back up through the field as he has slight contact with Colin Voiles. Now he's under attack from Tyler Benefield. As up front, coming out of turn number 4 for the white flag, it's the 22 of Bender.
Yep, just a couple of turns and he will complete a really strong run that's got to give him confidence going into that main event.
So this will set the final 7 spots in our feature event in tonight's Ice Bowl. Brandon Bender's your winner. Kendrick Hicks second, DC Smith third, Colin Voiles fourth, Tyler Benefield in fifth. And just like that, the field is set for tonight's feature event, our 2024 season opening event here at Lernerville Speedway for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. As we get ready to go, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have pre-race festivities, and then we'll preview tonight's Ice Bowl from Lernerville Speedway. You're watching the Pro Dirt Late Models Pro Series on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, SpringRithm. SpringRithm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. SpringRithm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using SpringRithm.
As we head back to Lernerville Speedway and get ready for tonight's Ice Bowl feature event, we will now remove our caps for tonight's national anthem. We will now head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got a preview of tonight's Ice Bowl feature event here from Lernerville Speedway as you're watching the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
The cars are lined up. Quick preview of the feature event here. We've got some storms in the area, Adam, coming across Pennsylvania that could hamper here the finish of our feature event. So we're trying to move quickly here, get as much of this 50-lap event as we can. But big story here, front row, Adam, you have a rookie making his debut, lining up with our series champion, Dylan Perry.
Looks like maybe some inclement weather about 25 minutes out, maybe sooner. So just something to keep an eye on. But also keep an eye on your screen right now as we have the rookie Jason Crow side by side with the defending champion Dylan Perry. Behind them in row 2, Aiden Young and Brandon Marlowe. Row 3 of Brandon Combs and Jacob Lasser. Row 4, Austin McGlone and Kenny Haight. Row 5, Tyler Bowman and Hayden Swaney. Row 6, John Hine and Joshua Johnson. Row 7, Brandon Bender and Kendrick Hicks. Row 8, DC Smith and Colin Boyles. Row 9, Tyler Benefield and Cody Early. And then Andy Piercefield rounding out the rear.
So the 2024 season for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series about to kick off. Of course, all of it here on Extreme eSpeed TV all season long. 19 cars to kick off the season. Looking to do it on the right foot here with a victory or even a good finish, top 5, top 10. Plenty of goals across the board for all our series drivers. As that pace truck pulls off of turn number 3, we're about to go to racing action. Jason Crow, Dylan Perry leading us to green, and the 2024 season is underway. Dylan Perry to the outside. You've got Jason Crow to his inside. Marlowe trying to use that outside as well.
Yeah, Perry holding strong, kind of establishing his feet, and he likes to put it on the top there right now. And it looks like you got a couple drivers down low. The 28 machine of Combs trying to make it work side by side with Crow, and now moving back towards Marlowe.
They were 3 wide for a minute with Young, Lassiter, and McGlone. McGlone's going to be the odd man out as he falls back. There's Kenny Haight running in the 8th spot. He's had a good night through carrier heat races. He's looking to move up through the track. As up front, it's a lot of what we saw last year. It's that P7 of Dylan Perry up front as they are racing with Brandon Combs, Jason Crow behind him.
That's right. I'll tell you what, man. This is a heck of a battle, really in that 2nd through 5th range right now. And, it's early, but, no real hard chargers. Everyone kind of holding their ground. No one more than 2 spots up. Really, the only one up would be Tyler Benefield up 3 spots. Other than that, they're really kind of getting their feet set right now. We're already 10% of the way through this race, moving quickly when they drive clean.
So really single file up through the field. We got to go back to that 10th place battle of John Hine as he'll now fall in line behind Bowman. Also Swanee in that 52 machine using that inside as very quickly we're down 6 laps of our 50 laps as we're trying to get in as much as we can, if not all of it, before these storms roll in through Pennsylvania here at Lernerville Speedway.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks a little different. It looks like they're racing a little faster than we even saw. Beautiful on-car camera there. Jason Crow, the rookie, got a clean-looking car so far. It's only going to get more dirty, especially if he's kind of laying back behind Dylan Perry, and that quarter panel is kicking up a lot right now.
So they are saddled in here, counting down the laps as we get going here. DC Smith did go into the pit area after 3 laps complete. So some work being done to his 67 machine, not the way he wanted to start his 2024 season. But nonetheless, we are racing action here. There's really a lot of single file action throughout the entire field at this point.
Yeah, a lot going on, a lot of dirt in the air right now. It's not too wet, but we talk about that weather rolling in a little bit. It will kind of wet the track and make it unsafe, but right now I like how dry it is. You see Perry rolling real well. Jason Crow behind him, probably a few car lengths lead, closing in on it a little bit. Every time he gets a little bit close, though, he seems to lose track at around this part of the track.
So Dylan Perry continues to lead. Crow searching around the track, moving around the track, trying to find something. Austin McGlone has settled into the 6th position behind Aiden Young. Our hard charger here at this point is going to be Tyler Benefield in that 224. Started in 17th. He's up to the 12th spot as he had issues in that last chance showdown. might have pushed him back a few spots. As we continue to see the racing action, Joshua Johnson there looking to the inside of Hayden Sweeney. That's a battle for 16th. As very quickly, 14 laps in the books here of our 50 for this Ice Bowl. As we look to move forward here, a lot of single file racing action. Kenny Haight has Tyler Bowman all over the back of him as they make their way around, and up front it's still that P7 of Dylan Perry.
Yeah, and he's kind of just picking up where he left off there. Really, what I love so much about his racing is he just makes it look so easy when this is definitely not. And you see him coming up on maybe some lap traffic and not too long of time. You can already see he's kind of running into some dirt from Andy Piercefield. So I think we're about a lap away from watching him pass there. So we're on lap 17. Watch around lap 18. That pass might come through.
So moving down through the field, you got to go middle of the pack. Kendrick Hicks, he's up 4 spots into the top 10, currently runs in 10th. See a little bit of damage to his left rear. Right behind him is still our hard charger of Tyler Benefield, as he'll move past Austin McGlone, trade that spot back as Austin battles back on the inside. And also a mover here early, up 4 spots, Cody Early from 18th up into that 14th position.
Yeah, early for early, and he's making moves. And yeah, it looks like Andy so far holding off.
So now a lap car between Dylan Perry and Jason Crow. Jason Crow in the field looking to move to the inside of Andy Piercefield there. See Brandon Combs, Brandon Marlowe. Ooh, slight contact with Combs and Marlowe. Combs all the way down over that lip to the inside in the grass for a moment. As 21 laps currently being worked on, it's Dylan Perry still out front. Jason Crow, our rookie, second. Brandon Marlowe, third. Brandon Combs, fourth. And Aiden Young in fifth.
Yeah, making quick time right now. We're 5.5 minutes into this one and already 22 laps. And, I'll tell you what, they're making some quick times right now, and not too much passing after we kind of had a little bit of an eventful start there. They're kind of getting settled in. More action in the middle of the pack. Our hard charger still, Tyler Benefield up 5 spots. The rookie ready to show off. We'll see if he can crack the top 10. He's sitting 12th right now, and we're getting a good look right here of Tyler Bowman in the 8th position, up from where he started. He's just passes Kenny Haight right now. A little bit of contact there with Andy Piercefield. They both recover, but man, that could have been a lot worse than it was. As we now are at the halfway point of the inaugural race of the season, night number 1.
Andy Piercefield moves to the inside as Bowman and the 46 of Haight move around. John Hine up into 9th as he's up 2 positions from his starting spot. And you've got to think that storm coming in has put the pressure on them to complete laps, fall in line, don't force anything. But at a certain point, it's going to be go time as we've crossed the halfway mark, 24 laps to go now. And cars are going to have to make moves up towards the front or at any position to try to pick up everything they can.
Yeah, and I kind of have some bad news for the rest of the field. Even if we do have a caution and you reset, it looks like Brandon Marlowe getting in front of Crow, a little bit of a slip up there, but even what you see, a lot of back and forth. Love this camera angle right here we're getting from the drone footage. Love seeing that Christmas gift put to use for little brother Andy. But yeah, Dylan Perry, I'll tell you what, if he even if we get a caution, he's not really fearful of having to restart and kind of reset the deck. So best of luck.
So Marlowe leads this group from second on back. Dylan Perry continues to separate almost 3 seconds up ahead. As you see another pack here, mid-pack. McGlone down to the inside, Haight to the outside, John Hine. And that is Hicks, a part of this group. This is all for the 8th position on back. 20 laps to go here at Lernerville. Up front, Crow's slip up has put him back into the 5th spot. As he continues to watch them race up ahead, Marlowe and Combs continue to battle back and forth for that 2nd spot. as that lead by Dylan Perry continues to grow as they trade back and forth behind him.
Yeah, already coming up on 17 to go. Marlowe, that's one of them that I kind of talked about at the top of the broadcast. There was a lot I want to see out of this guy, and man, I'll tell you what, I'd love if we got the chance to talk to him on the podium, no matter if it's third, second, or first.
So 16 laps to go. You see Dylan Perry putting some cars a lap down. So Dylan Perry continues to lead up front. His lead over the second place car is still 3 seconds as that group continues to battle lap traffic to the inside. As Brandon Marlowe still holding off Brandon Combs here, a dozen laps to go. As they try to chase down Dylan Perry, you've got to think a few cars hoping for a caution here at some point to help close that gap. As we continue, little brother Andy's got his meteorology kit out as he's watching the storms coming. It's looking like they're about 10 minutes away. So looking to complete these final 11 laps and go the full distance here in race number 1 of the 2024 season.
Yeah, that double major from DeVry University, University of Phoenix, and I think Brown College helped a lot to really check weather.com to get those updates. So we're about 10 minutes into this race, only 10 to go. Could this be the first time, maybe ever, we've seen a full green flag run? Well, not if Boyles continues to ride the bottom like that, but it looks like he recovered nicely.
As we have that battle back, there comes the leader, Dylan Perry, now looking to put them a lap down. Voiles runs in 15th. He's the last car on the lead lap at this point. As that lead is down to 2.6 seconds as Dylan Perry continues to work through traffic. 7 laps to go this time. As back behind him you see Marlowe still holding off Combs here. Lassiter in there as well as he's now caught the back of Crow. He's looking to get into the top 5. As this remains our closest battle on the track for position at this time.
Combs takes second back from Marlowe as they continue to go back and forth. And you're right, Crow wants to get a top 5. Felt like for a good portion of the night he'd be guaranteed a podium spot. Ooh, almost a little contact. Marlowe holding the slight edge. It feels like for the moment Combs has the speed. Let's see if he can hold it right here. Tires are spinning. Oh man, you just see Marlowe smooth like butter, pulling it right back, and now he's the one diving down, and oh, it might make some contact.
Speaking of a podium finish on the line here as they continue to battle for the second position, top 3 finishers will get the chance to talk to us after the race. We'll talk through their eventful evening and how they came to a top 3 finish. And now Aiden Young saying, hey, I want to talk to Adam. He wants to try to join that top 3.
Man, let's go Aiden right now. And I'll tell you what, these guys are built different. Because if I was in that track, I'm in Minnesota. We have no clutch gene. I'd be rolling off the edge right about there. Each of these times they touch that top line, I would be like Andy Piercefield into the trees. But at least Andy was able to get back on track. 2 to go. Perry, Marlowe, Combs. And the story to watch is Marlowe and Combs. Final lap.
White flag waves. It's the P7 of Dylan Perry. He's had many of these before, looking to kick off the 2024 season from Ringgold, Georgia. It is Dylan Perry, your winner to kick off 2024 at Lernerville. Marlowe second, Brandon Combs third, Aiden Young fourth. Crow will end up with a top 5 in his debut. 12 cars on the lead lap as 50 laps up and 50 laps down to start off our 2024 season here at the Ice Bowl at Lernerville.
That was nice.
As they get lined up here, we will have, as always, much like the last few seasons, your top finishers joining us in the booth.
As Dylan Perry, Brandon Marlowe, Brandon Combs will kick off our season with the top 3 finishers. Great race by all. Our hard charger is going to be Tyler Benefield. Finishes 12th after starting 7th, so a good run for our rookie there. Top finishing rookie will be the 27 of Jason Crow with a top 5. He started 2nd, hung strong all race long, and comes away with that 5th place finish. But Adam, I'm going to throw it down to you. You've got our 3rd place finisher. It's Brandon Combs.
Wow, Brandon Combs, a heck of a way to start the season, finishing on the podium, finishing up or really carrying that momentum from a strong season last year. And how are you feeling coming out of this? A very quick race, probably one that I don't know if I've seen a race in this series without at least one caution. Kind of what are your takeaways? That was, is a 50-lap shootout, is that an appropriate sentence to say for that?
Yeah, I'd say so. From the drop of the green, I was just on go mode. I wasn't trying to save any tire at all, which I probably should have paced myself a little bit better on the top there because I definitely got my stuff too hot. But it is what it is. It was a lot of fun. It was really slick. It was really treacherous. And I had a heck of a race with Brandon Marlowe for 2nd, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, and sorry to interrupt you there, but, kind of just leading off of that, we're watching it and especially those last 5 to 10 laps. Just watching you and Marlowe go back and forth. It could have very well been a situation where if there's one more lap, maybe you're the one finishing 2nd. Do you enjoy that kind of back and forth? Because it sure was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, for sure. It makes it fun. It makes it more intense and stuff, and it definitely makes you have to get up on the wheel and wheel one of these things, especially when it gets really slick like it just did here. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun racing with him and throwing some sliders back and forth and being able to finish on the podium and whatnot, and I'll take it for the first race of the year.
Absolutely. Now, kind of looking ahead at the next one because you're going to want to carry this good momentum into, a back-to-back night. We got the Wild West Classic at Kern County. Is that a track that you've run many laps on?
Not in these cars. I've ran a lot of laps there in big blocks of 358 modified, so it'll definitely be different for me to race there in these cars. So.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time, and congrats on the podium finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out any partners.
Yeah, just got to say thanks to Chip Bangers Racing, Big Pimpin' Race Cars, Perry for the wrap with Rapid Race Graphics, FHP Consultant, Goat Farm Posse, BB Custom Baits, Extreme eSpeed TV, Dirt Chasers, Combs Cuts, and you guys for putting these races on and giving us a place to come have some fun.
Well, that is our 3rd place finisher, Brandon Combs. Now joining us is our 2nd place finisher, Brandon Marlowe. Brandon, walk us through our night there. Eventful for you is first you were battling Jason Crow in front of you, and then you had to battle Brandon Combs to hold on to that 2nd position.
Yeah, it was a good night. It's anytime you can put it on the podium, especially the first race of the season, it's a good night. That was a fun race, racing with Crow and the other Brandon there throwing sliders. So just happy to keep it on the track and bring it home 2nd.
As you look ahead to the 2024 season, obviously a good start to it. Any goals or certain milestones you're looking to accomplish as we go through this long season?
I just try to maintain in the points, the best we can. Just have some good, consistent runs like tonight, and then maybe mess around and get lucky and pick up the first win in this series.
Obviously, you've ran in the series some last year as well. You know the players that there are week after week. When you have to go against the Dylan Perry, Brandon Combs, and then you have like a Jason Crow now joining the party up front, How much pressure does that put on you, knowing how hard you're going to have to work and almost how perfect you're going to be able to run up front?
There's definitely some pressure to it, just because you know that one or two bad races will really put you behind in the points. So you definitely got to stay consistent and just try to knock off, top threes and top fives, pretty regularly, just to keep your points hopes alive.
Well, it's a great run and a great kickoff to your 2024 season here. What sponsors on that hot rod do you want to shout out tonight?
I just got to give a shout out to all the All Lap Hero guys, Jason Crow, Kenny Hyatt, Jacob Lassiter. Crow and Kenny are both running for the Rookie of the Year, so, wishing them the best of luck. Got to thank Ten Tech, Crow Trucking, Cody for everything he does for the series, and everything you guys do with the broadcast.
Well, we're looking forward to an exciting season and what you can do in that 37. That is our second place finisher tonight. It's Brandon Marlowe. As I'll throw it over to Victory Lane, Adam has our winner. It's Dylan Perry.
Wow. Dylan, tell me, when was the last time you ran a race, 50 laps, longer, shorter, that had no cautions?
I really couldn't tell you. They're few and far between whenever we get to go flag to flag without a caution, but I enjoy those kind of races that we get through lap traffic, and that's kind of where it shows what you need to improve on is just going through lap traffic.
Yeah, well, kind of, leading into my next question kind of about that is you officially lapped 6 cars by the end of it, and as you're kind of going by them, do you kind of assume in the back of your head, okay, I'm probably going to have to go through a restart, and then, you see the laps tick away, and suddenly you see the checkered flag. But for most of that run, I mean, you had a sizable lead. Was it going through your head like, okay, how am I going to approach a restart?
Yeah, for the most part. I'd occasionally, whenever I can see cars in front of me start bobbling and looking like there may be a caution, I was thinking about kind of what I did the past couple of laps to see where my right rear was at, if it was too hot, and kind of get a game plan on what I'd have to do to get a good restart and try to hold the lead.
What do you think it was about tonight? Some of the other drivers mentioned just kind of how fast it was tonight and fun, as well. But what do you think it was about this track, and why was it just such a fun one to race and really a quick one tonight?
Mainly, we don't get very many tracks that just get super slick, and for tonight, it was almost like it was trying to take a little bit of rubber around the top. And so that kind of sped up everything where you didn't have a whole bunch of people where it wasn't as hard or as easy to overdrive and jump the cushion and go off the track. So that made it a little bit easier, and which that also makes it fun where you're not having to stress for 50 laps on, did I push too hard? Did I just jump the cushion and almost hurt yourself where you fall back a couple of spots trying to get back on the track?
Interesting. So, after this, you're going to probably try and carry that momentum into another good back-to-back night at Kern County. What do you know about that track, and how much prep do you have to put in for that?
I'm gonna have to prep a little bit because I hadn't turned a whole bunch of laps on it. From what I've felt, it kind of races like just not really how the track's configured, but it kind of races like Fort Payne, which is not far from where I'm at, where it's just sandy and you got to keep momentum up. So I think overall, I'll have to turn a pretty good amount of laps to get into rhythm and try to carry this momentum over and hopefully carry it through the rest of the year.
Awesome. Well, as always, much like the last couple seasons, we always appreciate when you take the time, and I know your partners will appreciate any shout-outs you have for them.
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, Andy Piercefield and his whole family. They've been a tremendous help to me on here and in real life, and I definitely couldn't do it without them. They're the reason I get to talk to y'all as often as I do, and without them, I don't see that being as possible. Evans Air Conditioning, Extreme eSpeed TV, Piercefield Media Group, CBR Race Cars, Rapid Race Graphics, Harrison Automotive, CV Used Cars and Parts, Newt's Lawn Care, MSW Construction, JPR SHP, Coyote Media, GFP, FHP, all the guys over at Chip Bangers Racing that help me week in and week out to try to stay pretty fast and smooth. B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cut, BPRC, just everybody that helps me week in and week out. I definitely couldn't do it without them, and I wish I could thank each and every one of them.
Awesome. Well, we thank you once again for the time, Dylan. Congrats on the win, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, that sounds good. Hopefully so.
So race number 1 is in the books for the 2024 season. You've got those feature results. Dylan Perry, your winner. Brandon Marlowe, Brandon Combs, Aiden Young, Jason Crow, the rookie, for the top 5. Tyler Bowman, 6th. Jacob Lassiter, 7th. Austin McGlone in 8th. Kenny Haight, another rookie, 9th. John Hine in 10th. Rounding out those top 10. 11th, Kendrick Hicks, Tyler Benefield, Cody Early, Colin Voiles, Brandon Bender, Joshua Johnson, Hayden Swanee, Andy Piercefield in 18th, and rounding out the field is DC Smith, as that is how they will end the night here on race number 1. As always, we appreciate you tuning in here on Extreme eSpeed TV. We're looking forward to an exciting season ahead here for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series powered by Extreme eSpeed TV. But for now, we will say goodnight from Lernerville, and we will see you in a couple weeks out west at Kern County. We will see you at a racetrack soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.